All right, everyone, I'm back. So now let's talk some NBA. I've been talking about the last couple times, these last couple Thursdays, about uh, Jimmy Butler and what's happened with him. So I might as well continue that and give a little more of an update. Jimmy Butler is still with the Timberwolves. Did not get traded to Heat or another team, but he did come to practice, and it was interesting to say the least. Jimmy Butler obviously is a very good player, and I'm sure a lot of players or teams or organizations would want him. But he was very fired up when he came back. He was very animated with the coaches, with the GM, with ownership, with players, and he was just very animated. Said he loves basketball, and this is what he loves to do, and will always continue doing it the best he can. And this is a passion play for him. He loves the game and all that, and that's great. You want to see that, and maybe not him yelling or getting too crazy with the GM or coaches. That's not perfect, but you could deal with that. Rather have someone who has emotion and who really wants to do this, and someone then try to convince someone, let's do this. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. But there are some downsides to it, and I get what he was saying, and it was exciting to see, but it's a little. You should say he shouldn't be that serious just for the fact that he says he's doing this for the love of game. He loves basketball, and that's all well and good. You could say that, but from what you can see, that he wants more money, he wants this. This is what we've been hearing about, and he's talked about. It kind of is. They're not the same thing. He's saying he's doing it for the love of game, but meanwhile, he wants all the money he can get to make it in the NBA, which is fine. Every NBA player deserves and has the right to make as much money as you can while you're in the league. But to say things like, "Oh, I do it for the love of game, the love of the game, love of basketball," and all that, but meanwhile, yes, I'm sure he loves basketball and loves what he does, and that he really wants to do it. But like everything in this life, unfortunately, it comes down to his money, and he wants his money, and I think he deserves it. So it's kind of just counterintuitive, I would say, and it's really kind of crazy that he would say one thing and then it's the other sort of. So that's kind of unfortunate. But we'll see what happens. Is he going to stay with the Timberwolves? Is this going to blow up in someone's face, or is it just going to be like, all right, I don't want to deal with these antics too much anymore, and we'll figure out somewhere to just trade him. We'll see. I don't know how this works out for Jimmy Butler, or what if he wants. I mean, maybe he wants to stay with them. I don't know. But from what it all indicates, it looks like he wants to leave. He's trying to work it out. But we'll see what happens with that. He's a very talented player, but there's a lot of things that we just have to see moving forward. Do they still want him? Do they think he's going to become a distraction to his teammates? So we'll see what happens with that. Another thing in the NBA, it's going to be interesting. The NBA, the Lakers and the Warriors played last night. I know it's a preseason game. Why are you talking about it? But it's a little preview, a little snippet, just something to see. How is this going to shake out? Are the Lakers really going to be a competitive team? In the Western Conference, the players that they have, the teams that they're going up against. So they did beat the Warriors, but again, preseason game. I'm sure not everyone's playing as hard. They're just doing it, going through the motions somewhat, having fun, bringing in younger guys who are just getting some practice, maybe guys from the G League to get some experience. So it's not all hands on deck. It's not a phenomenal game where you say, "Wow, that's a good win." It's just something to see a little, just like, keep in the back of your mind. Maybe this team will be entertaining. Maybe they will actually compete against the Golden State Warriors. Who knows? We'll see. But I think it's something good. LeBron James looks good. Everyone, is healthy. So we'll see what the Lakers can do. Obviously, you know what the Warriors are going to do. They're going to do what they have to do. They're going to get their wins. They're going to go against the teams. It's going to be competitive. The Rockets are going to be another team to look out for. The Lakers, will see what really happens with them, how they're going to do. That's another thing to look forward to. I think the Lakers are going to be more competitive than people think. I will say, I think I wouldn't guarantee it, but I would say they will definitely make the playoffs, probably as an eighth or seventh seed. But you never know, because you have LeBron James. Two, you could develop the players even more. Ingram, you have all these other players like Ingram, you have LeBron James, you have Ball, see how he does. You have Kuzma, can he get better? If LeBron James can make these players better, or they improve on their own incrementally, who knows? By the end of the season, they could probably make it to the playoffs. I think they have a good shot. First of all, you don't count LeBron James. Players are getting better, and as much as everyone says, "Oh, Luke Walton," I think Luke Walton could get better. Remember, he was a player in this league. He played in the NBA. He played for the Lakers. He had for he had LeBron, not LeBron James, excuse me. He had Kobe Bryant as teammate. He had Paul Gasol as a teammate. Some players who were really high and competitive in this league, who really really were talented, were his teammates. He got to see him every day. He played pretty well himself. So we'll see. I think that if it works out for him, I hope he stays as the head coach. That the Lakers let him stay because I think he could be a really good head coach in this league. He's learned from, remember, his head coach in the Lakers was Phil Jackson. Say what you want to say about Phil Jackson, the GM. That was a nightmare with the Knicks. That was ridiculous. But the head coach, Phil Jackson, I'm sure he learned tons from him. Tons. So I just think it's something great to see. We'll see what happens with that with the NBA. Of course, we'll see also how it's going to shape out in the East. What's going to happen? Who's going to be in top of there? The Heat is obviously going to be competitive. The Celtics are probably looking at to be probably number one. What are all these other teams now going to do that no longer LeBron James is there? Whether his old team, the Cavaliers, what are they going to do? Maybe Detroit gets better and they're going to make the postseason and be more competitive. So we'll see with things like that. But NBA is coming up around the corner. 17th, people. It's coming. Really excited to see what happens then. How, what the first games are going to be like, the atmosphere, that kind of thing. It's going to be fun. So, yeah, so the NBA is going to be great. We'll see what happens. All right. Until next time, everyone, this is Robert Sosa II. But remember, you could also, if you want, have any questions or you just want to follow me, you can follow me on Twitter at Robert Sosa II. Hope everyone enjoyed this. I'm sure I did. I definitely did. And everyone have a great day.